Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk about leaders in EU4. There's 6 possible leader types that you can use in this game. The first would be a very basic general. They cost military power to recruit. Each one that you purchase will cost you 1 military power per month to maintain. You are, however, allowed to have one leader that costs nothing. Also, rulers and their heirs are free. But we're allowed to have 1 unit. Here where it says we can support 5 leaders, it's saying because we have 5 military power, we could have as many as 5 additional leaders. However, generally that's not a good idea because you don't end up having any military points to spend on anything. So you want to try to stay closer to the free amount, maybe 1 over your free limit. Generals are used in ground combat. They increase the combat scores of the fire phase, the shock phase. Maneuver can help make them quicker, and then they can also provide siege damage. This is actually a Conquistador, so his maneuver score is very, very high at 6. Very powerful fighter. We can also see that there are explorers and conquistadors. You start the game off in this series as a with one of each, even though you can't create them yet. So in order to get the explorers and conquistadors, you have to unlock an idea group called exploration ideas, and you have to get it to the 2nd idea. This will get you the ability to unlock explorers and conquistadors. The only difference between them compared to a general and an admiral is that they're able to explore directly into terra incognita. That's the only difference. They still cost the same amount of points, they still function the same, they have stats like everybody else, but they're allowed to travel into terra incognita. Now you're also able to make your commander, your general, your person, your character, into a general. Now, that is free to do. A monarch who leads an army into combat is far more likely to die. A monarch's death could cause negative effects like a regency council, or it could cause your country to become a junior partner in a personal union, meaning that you could get annexed into a larger country. Also, your country itself will not see the death of its ruler in battle as a positive sign, meaning that you could lose some stability, and also perhaps legitimacy if that council happens. You can also make an adult character that is your heir. As long as he's 15 or older, you can turn your heir into a general as well. So what I found is that in certain circumstances it makes sense to turn your commander into a general. If he ends up with something like siege score, he can be useful to use for sieging, but generally I try to avoid using them for any form of combat because you don't want them to die. But they don't cost anything to maintain, and they also don't reduce your monthly military power. So depending on how desperate you are for military power, sometimes turning them into a commander can make sense. However, you cannot use female characters, and you cannot use, again, I have no heir right now, or I have a child who's under 15. Yeah, he's 7, so I can't turn him into a commander. But the higher their military skill, usually the better they end up becoming. So that is how the 6 different leader types work in combat and work in the game. So thanks for watching. See you again soon.